How do you feel rejected when you try? The person who didn't try should feel rejected. The person that didn't try should feel defeated. The person that didn't try should feel some type of way. I tried. I don't feel rejected. I feel good about myself. I don't feel rejected. My father wasn't even in my life. He didn't even try. I feel good. I tried to make my wife happy. I tried to make things. I tried. I don't feel bad. I gave it 120%. You can't never feel bad when you put forth 120%. Rejection is not, it ain't real. You get two people to knock at the door, one people get hit, no, another people hurt, no. My man ain't even tripping. He like, I gotta take care of my grandma. We gonna keep knocking on these doors until we sell one.
There's no such thing as lucky. Luck is when other people describe somebody's hard work. Luck is actually when hard work bumps up into opportunity. It's no such thing as luck. There's a thing called grace and favor, but it ain't no such thing as luck.
Rejection is it's not real. And here's what's bad about it. If you feel rejected, as you're walking to the next door, you feel what? I'm just being real. You knocked on the door, you feel a sense of rejection. As you're walking, you feel what? So we got three things we're dealing with. Ice, snow, cold, rain. You feel me? So a lot of us, we knock on doors, and when the rain, rejection, now all of a sudden we can't. No, be your best self. You have to be authentically you. Why? You don't stand a chance being successful if you let stuff switch you up.
Power concedes nothing without a demand. People that dominate you and that control you, they're not just going to give that up and walk away. No. If you want to have something in life, you got to fight, and you got to be willing to fight to the death.
Stress is something that you acclimate to, right? It's like a cold pool. Like when you first get in the pool and it's cold, it's like, it's cold. 2 minutes later, it's like normal, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what it's like. So when you first start feeling any real stress, it feels really bad. When you start to understand that everything's gonna be f***ed up every fucking day, no matter what, no matter how hard you try, and you start to understand that, it becomes easier to deal with because you don't get as emotionally attached to the outcomes.
Rejection isn't real, it's an emotion. So here's what I want you to do for me. Will you do this? The next time you feel rejected, switch the word rejection for welcome, approval, acceptance. So when you walk to the door, you go, I will be welcome. I will be approved. I will get this. You knock on the door. If they say no, you try to get them to say yes. If they don't, you go to the next door. You shake off the rejection. You shake that off because it's not real. You don't know why they said what they said. Do you know when you rejected, you know what that means? That means you did something you're not supposed to do. You took it personally. And I'm growing. I had a conversation with my wife today. I promise you, 2 years ago, I would have took it personal. I didn't take it personal. I was just like, yo, here go the facts. I tried. It didn't work. I gave it 100%. And my motives was right. It didn't work.
When you look at where you are, anything that has any value that you want to create in your life, but everything we get, there will be a fight. So when you think about your life in and out of the pandemic, and that there are forces, white supremacists, we have to be willing to fight for what we want. And people trying to turn back the hands of time, trying to deny us the opportunity to vote, working relentlessly to deny the marginalized people opportunities in an unequal environment. It's a continuous fight. When something happens, three things are going on. One, there's the perpetrator, and they're the victims, and they're the witnesses. And the question is, who's the worst? And the answer is the witnesses. People who stand by and do nothing. People who stand by and say nothing.
Success is a series of principles. Anybody can be successful if you apply the principles of success. And one of the biggest principles that most people miss out on is gratitude. The reason some people aren't getting what they want in life is because they ain't even grateful for what they have. I mean, God is a really smart God, you know what I mean? If he gives you something and you're not grateful for it, why would he give you some more stuff to not be grateful for it? I mean, he just keeps waking you up. He done gave you somewhere to stay. You got something to drive. You got food to eat. You got clothes to wear. You got some love in your life. You got a family. But you'll never say thank you for that. If you really want to start changing the way you receive stuff, you got to start being grateful for where you are. That's one of the major principles of success. See, successful people, man, are not smarter than you. I'm not nicer than anybody in this room. I'm not smarter. I ain't got no education. I just messed around and learned the principles of success.
I don't feel bad that it didn't work out. I actually feel good. Because whatever the next move is, I'm about to use all the stuff I did to make that happen. We about to do that. So the next move, I ain't even got to start from scratch. The next move, I can use all the stuff I did for this to figure out what my next move is. And guess what? If the next move don't work, we gonna keep trying till we figure out what that move is. I'm a problem solver. I'm not soft. I'm not weak. I don't quit. I don't give up. I don't surrender. I don't always win. Hear what I just said. I don't always win, but I always try.
The reason stress really hurts people is because they don't understand that a lot of stress comes from anxiety, which is generally created by being out of control in all kinds of other areas in your life. So when you can control what you can control, right? You can control what water you drink. You can control what information you read. You can control what food you eat. You can control your activity. When you can control who you interact with. Yeah. When you start to really get disciplined and take control of this, and this is one of the reasons 75 Hard is such a huge deal, because it forces you to do all those things, including surrounding yourself with the right people, because by default, you become so busy, you can only socialize with people who are there to support you, all right? And anybody who's actually done the program the right way, that's one of the things that they understand. They learn to tell people to fuck off because they have other priorities. And once you learn to tell people to fuck off and you don't have any anxiety about that, your stress goes way down.
When you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve, there are systems that are put in place to deny you, to destroy your sense of self, and to demonize you. And the way that you overcome that, you gotta fight. I'm encouraged. I'm inspired. This is not the life that we want. We want the life that we are now experiencing. We don't want someone to control our destiny. That's powerful. That's encouraging. God is in the midst of all this stuff as we watch, as we observe. And I'm saying to you, as you look at yourself, look at your goals, that everything you want to do, if it's changing your life, if it's having your own business, if it's bouncing back from a setback, and many people have experienced that. Many people have lost their businesses, have gone through foreclosure, but something that Willie Jolly said, that a setback, come on Willie, a setback is a setup for a comeback.